This is the I Love Success podcast. I'm Peter Jumrukovsky, and I have made a vow to myself to help as many people as possible to achieve their dreams. Let's get started. Hey guys, and welcome back to the I Love Success podcast. Thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate you guys tuning in, watching, listening, and I am so grateful that you want to learn and make the best out of your life. If you're new to the show, my name is Peter Jumrukovsky. I am a karate world medalist. I am an author. I am the host of the I Love Success podcast. But most of all, I'm a human being. I love to share. I love to learn from other people. And that's why I have a very special guest today. His name is Nuno Moreira. He is an amazing athlete, an amazing martial artist. He's been a national champion 17 times, European and world medalist. But not only that, he always has a smile. I always remember, even when we were juniors back in the days, he always came with a smile, and he also always did his best, which is something that I admire. So super excited to have Nuno on the show. He is in El Porto, in Portugal right now. So I'm excited that our world tour is taking us to places that we couldn't even imagine this year. Without further ado, welcome Nuno Moreira to the I Love Success podcast.
Thank you very much. Hello, guys. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to do this podcast with you, and I'm very glad to see you because with all this distance and with all this pandemic situation that we are passing, so it always is always good when we have the opportunity to speak a little bit about all these moments we have shared, and it's always a pleasure to be here with you.
Yeah, I mean, one reason why I really wanted to have you on the show is that I remember when we were juniors, and I mean, at that time, you were one of the best juniors in the world, and I was not. I was trying to become better, but one thing that I really remember with you is that you were always smiling, always saying hi to everybody, and especially you were always nice to me. I don't know why, but I love that mentality with athletes that are good and still sharing positive joy. And because I've seen the other way, people that are good, but they don't want to talk to people that are not as good. So can you just share, where does that come from, that positivity of kind of being nice to other people and being happy?
Yes, of course. I like what I do, and it's the most important of my life. I love a lot to compete. My beginning in karate, it's a long story, but that makes me um, that create me the person that who I am today. The smiling because I my friends are the karatekas, are the athletes of karate, are the guys that go to the sport hall. Why? Because we pass too many days there. So when we have the opportunity to be in home and some of our friends invite us to go to maybe take a coffee or something, normally happens at the end of week, and it is impossible for us. We pass all weekends out. So my friends are the people of karate. So when I go to a competition, um, I have spoken with Ivan Leal maybe 1 week ago,
Yeah.
and we are talking about that because the situation is the most important now is not maybe the competition, is the persons, is the friends that we have, because we go there and it's so important to see the persons that accompany us for all these years, that seems that they always have been there. It doesn't even matter if it's 1 week, 1 month, 2 months that we don't see, but seems to be like one day.
Yeah.
Seems that yesterday I have been with you, and that's make me important. So all persons have their value, and sometimes I remember you have a big quality, but what happens? Sometimes we have more lucky than the others,
Yeah.
because that is important, that is necessary. So this time I have the lucky that I can do my fight and I can win, and the next time maybe I cannot do it, but I don't I don't have to be sad. I have to always keep smiling, because also I pass too much time competing and lonely. So I go to the tournaments since I have maybe 16 years old. I never, my father do always have been a judge of karate. So before, we don't have too many partners of training and to accompany us to the competitions.
Yeah.
So I go lonely. When I lose, I have to change the chip. And if I say sad, I cannot live with that. And my mentality go down. So I have to change. Okay, this was one step, and tomorrow I give another one, and always like this. So what I have to do is to enjoy and have the opportunity to share some things with the other athletes, and have the opportunity to create a good environment with them. So I'm gonna have all these friends for all my life. I don't care if we share, like I told before, too many days together, but that days and that moments gonna be forever. So this is most important. For that reason, I smile.
Yeah. No, I love that. And it's, I mean, going to all these competitions and seeing all these people that are working so hard, and being, for people who hasn't done karate competition, and I guess is the same in other sports as well, in one category it's maybe 40, 50 people, and probably 10 of them can win and 20 of them can medal. So it's so competitive on that level, and everybody's training so hard. How have you dealt with that? You train so hard, sometimes you win, but sometimes you just keep going, and you lose. Like, how has that, how do you deal with that and keep moving forward?
Sometimes it is hard. So at the beginning, my story is a nice one. I like my story.
Yeah,
I
let's hear
started
it.
with yes. when I when I started karate, I was not good, and
Yeah.
I start. My father was the teacher, and my sister, whole sister, start to giving her first steps in karate, and I need the time to be with them. So it was difficult, because we go to the school. When we arrive home, my sister and my father was in karate. So I need to be with them. So okay, I go to karate too. And when start the competitions, I remember at 7 years old, I was running for the sport hall with the other kids, smiling and doing all the things that we kids do. And they speak to the microphone and told Nuno Moreira, second place. And I was, oh, it's my name, but okay, I keep running. And oh, they are calling to you, they are calling you. And I say, calling me, why, for what? Oh, I think you get the second place. So in kata. And I said, really? Okay, I go there, and I like um, that moment marked me, because it's the first one. And after that, I start competing. But in that time, just exist maybe 3 4 competitions per year. So it's not like today. Today we have like 20 30 competitions.
Yeah.
And I start to training competition. And at the 14 years old, I start to doing fighting. I start to fight. So I go to a competition, and all my friends, all my partners, they win medals, first, second place in the regional, the official regional, and go to the nationals. And I was the unique that stay in the second round. The guy that beat me make part of the national team, and I stay out. Does that moment transform me? When we have the national, all guys go, and my father told me, no, no, you come with your friends. and you support them. You stay there if they need something, and you see you're gonna be like a coach. Of course, I was glad, but not so glad because they they have been competing and I couldn't.
Yeah.
So I started training hard. All the things that I do in the training, doesn't even matter if it was traditional, if it was kata, I was always focused. When the coach counts one, I try to be always the first and the strongest in all trainings, in all days. For example, if he told me, Nuno, um, you have to work 30 seconds doing skipping. Okay, imagine I do 70 skippings. In the next round, the second round, the minimum must be 71. And I always work that, all like that, always. So the next year, all my friends stay in the regionals, just one pass, stay in regionals, and I have been the regional champion, winning all my fights, 5 fights for 8-0, and I go to nationals and I get third place. For me, doesn't work. So I start working hard again, always with that mentality. And the next year, I win all the regionals and all nationals by 8-0. And they invite me after that to go um, to the Europeans and World Champions to enter in the national team,
Yeah.
and have participated in my first World Champion in Marseille, 2030. No, 2003. Yes, 2003.
Oh, we're
And it
getting
was,
old, man.
yeah. Yeah, it's true. It was a great moment,
Yeah.
and I stay in fifth place. I have done 6 match. Is what it was amazing, and after that, I keep training. And after I enter in the university, what happened? I enter in sport, but I go all days at 8 o'clock of the morning, and never participate in the classes. Always go to the sport hall and train lonely. So I pass all my days in the university doing that. So I just have done the practice classes because the teachers have been kind with me, but because they always see me, this guy is crazy. This guy passed from the 8 to 12 training lonely there. So
Yes.
because I want to be the best, I want to have the medal that nobody win in Portugal.
Yeah.
There's nobody win a world medal. So I know that exists a world championship in Cyprus, and when I participate, I get the bronze medal. So it was an amazing, and I keep fighting. But like you talked before, sometimes is hard because we pass too much time training. We don't have the friends here because they go, oh, come to take coffee. Oh, I cannot because I need to train. Because if I don't train that day or that hour or that 5 minutes, our mentality always push us to ways that we don't want to be. Like these 5 minutes gonna be important for you. Sometimes it's not because sometimes it is important you get that's time for your friends because you need that. And what happened maybe 3 4 times that we go to the tournament and for example in the first round, I fight in K1 of uh, Netherlands. I fight with Zabiola Bushav, and we get 0-0. And after indecision, he won. For me, I was okay. I have done a very nice match, but after that, Zabiola lose the passing to the final. So I have been in K1 just to do one match and go home. And with the big work I have done. So you know how this is. So it's difficult. Sometimes we cry because we are lonely. Doesn't even matter if we are adults, but it's hard. And we pass too many times these moments lonely, and we have to turn around. So happen, and we next day gonna be a different day. So okay, we smile, we just get some friends, and we take coffee, and that moment's okay, pass. So now the important is we go to the competition, we do our work in the gym, we train all days. It's like a work. When we go to the competitions, if we win, we don't have to think in nothing more. If we win, the work have been done very well. If not, okay, we have to change some things and the life continues. So we have to think more in the all the things around of the fight we have in the competitions. That is the way
Yeah.
I think it now.
No, I love that. And I love what you said in the beginning, that moment when you lost and wanted to become better, but you were competing against yourself in practice all the time. And I think that's a key. Sometimes we try just to beat somebody else, but we need to beat ourselves. I had Lyoto Machida on the podcast, and he said you have to beat yourself first, which I think is one of the hardest things. How how do you deal with losing? How long does it take from you from losing until you're like positive again? uh, because what I see and realize is that that moment when you lost at the regionals, it actually made you better, right?
Yeah,
uh,
yeah,
so losing is a lot of time a blessing if you can handle it the right way. And it feels like when you lose, it's like someone put gas on the fire. It's like and now I'm gonna be even stronger. uh, can you just walk through what's going on in your mind when you
yeah,
lose?
yeah. When I lose is always that moment is always sad, of course, because we train hard. I'm also coach, and I think what is important when one of my students lose, um, I pass all these years lonely without coach. What is important when you finish? Sometimes it's our errors, other times can be the errors of the judge, and the most part of the times is because the other is better than you,
Yeah.
or in that moment he have been better than you. Okay, sometimes we make errors too, but we have to see what these three things. So the most important is when I lose, I need to know first it was my problem, I failed, I have done mistakes. The second one, if the referee or the environment have something um, inside of these results, or if the other one have been better than me. If I judge make this judgment quickly, it's gonna be better for me. Of course, we stay sad. If we have someone that stay near to us and just give us two words or like a hug or something like that, is the most important. Is always what I do to my students. When they finish, if they win, okay, good, very good. If they lose, I tell the same. I give them a hug and okay, nothing happened. We're gonna keep trying. If tomorrow we cannot do it, we cannot win, we're gonna try it. And we can pass all our life trying, but we try. So there exist a lot of things that we can have like positive in all this work, because now it's in karate and tomorrow gonna be in your job, in your work. So it's for me, it's that moment, it's always sad because I'm always lonely, so I don't have nobody there just telling, okay man, this is gonna pass, you fail
Yeah.
here. Okay, I have to do it for myself. It's hard, yes, but after that I have, like I told you, my friends that I can, okay, let's go take a coffee. And after that moment's passed, when I go again to the work, if you ask me, for example, uh, the world champion in 2003,
Yeah.
you have win for how many? What was the result of the first match, of the second match? Who you lose, and what your classification? I can tell you, I think almost all my results in any tournament. Why? Because this stay with you in your head, because it's a mark to you. You fail in that moment or you lose in that moment, but it's one more step. Okay, I'm gonna keep trying. For example, of course, I want to be world champion, but it's very hard, like you know.
Yeah.
We keep trying, but if don't happen, if this don't happen, okay, I think that I have done um, everything that I could do for that title. I give my I leave my mark there in karate. I think I- if it's for the smile, if it's for the fight, it is for the friends that I have. Okay, I think I leave something there, and it is the most important. So not being um, like fixed in the past. I need to be okay. This happened, but we have to work on the future. So um, just take the that day of competition, and after that, I don't forget. But the next day, we need to work again and change again the chip, and that is the competition.
Yeah. I think looking at, I study a lot of athletes, and you could see, for example, Michael Jordan, one of the best basketball players. A lot of times he lost one day, but then the other day he came back and was the guy who made his team win. And I think we see it in sport, and you as a coach and an athlete, you've probably seen that a lot of people can't handle failure. When they lose, they quit because they don't like that feeling and they don't want to move past that. So what do you want to say to all those people? Because we have seen a lot of great athletes, right, during the years that could have been so much better, but they quit because they couldn't handle the, losing. What do you want to say to people out there listening right now that are, you know, they've quit because they lost, but they still have a passion and they're actually good at something?
Uh, like I said, I think we have to think in all the things that karate can give to us, all the sport can give to us, because we have the competition side that we love a lot, but we have to think in the global. For example, at the beginning, the federation pay all the things to go to the tournaments and to the championships. The last years, federation don't pass good moments, and all athletes have to pay to go outside. So I have maybe the last 5 years, I have been fighting representing SPN Vernon from France. Well, Slimani is a very nice person, very good guy, and he's a very good coach. And he support me for all these years to fighting, to compete, and to get my objective. So all these athletes that sometimes have everything, because if you check um, all the athletes that leave the competition because they don't, first can be for they don't have money to continue, but if it is when he's um, because you lose, that athletes have everything. Federation can pay you the trips, that give you money and all the things.
Yeah.
So we don't have it. We are spending our money fighting because we want a goal. So all that athletes sometimes have the things very easily. They need to fight. I know a lot of fighters that have um, good resource, good resource. So they have good legs, good arms. They are good, but when that happen, they don't they don't have they have the body, but they don't have the mentality, and they don't have people that that can support them in the high level. So the important is just to understand for that people to understand why you lose. Like I told before, they need to know, because the most important is you do analysis to what you have done, and sometimes they don't care. They just want the medal. For me, the medal most important is um, the medal that I have in front of me is
Yeah.
like your friendship. Why? Because the other one you just put to the chest the first time, and after you're gonna put them. Maybe I have a lot of medals, but they are in a box,
Yeah.
you know. But okay, I have my pleasure to look at them and to my trophies. But the most important, that medal gonna stay with me for a long time, and of course give me good memories. But also I can give you a lot of good memories in all tournaments that I have lose.
Yeah.
Why? Because have something different and something important that bring to me the happiness that I need.
I think we learn from every moment in life, and a lot of times I think it's ego, and being an athlete, we have a lot of ego. We want to be the best, we want to win, and sometimes we forget that the best lessons are hidden in tough moments. How can you relate to, like, everybody that's done karate on a national level? I did it for Sweden for many years. We had to pay, we didn't get much, and a lot of countries do that. And being a professional athlete and still do that, you're sacrificing so much. So for people out there listening, the big question is it worth it?
Yes, of course. Sometimes we think maybe I can do different things. Maybe I can pass more times with my friends. Sometimes we don't live our life like the others live, like go to the disco and go all the way to the cinema. Okay, but we have been maybe 12 hours or 14 hours in a sport hall. Yes, because sometimes happen 3 days, all that hours. But okay, we can find something maybe in the share to on your side, your right side. We can say,
Yeah.
oh, what an I think. We give we try to find always something good. So for me, all these years that I have fighting, and always all these moments give me a big pleasure. So I think all the athletes, when they know that this, when they do this, they know they are doing the best, and they are doing what they want in that moment. Of course, uh, we can have a good life now, and passing 5 years, we can get bad, in bad situation, maybe financial, but we have done the good in that moment before. So we have to work on that to the next years being better. So I think the most important is people live the moment, and when the time pass, it's gonna be what we work for it. So um, for me, I think the situations like this. So I think the people must enjoy more. Sometimes they are too much focused in competition. All the athletes, they need to share. They need to live and to smile. I love to smile. I remember when I have done one tournament in Spain that they invite me, and Ilha Isla de Santa Brigida. It was like Cup of Spain, and they invite Serbian, it was Spanish, Portugal, Serbia, Croatia, a lot of countries. And I remember at the beginning, when I arrived morning, the competition, it was just 2 or 3 hours in the afternoon. And in the morning, Damian Quintero, now he's the number one of the ranking, Damian Quintero and other guys come and just speak. Oh, no, no, tomorrow night, no, today night, we go to a disco. And you want to join us? We maybe can buy something, we eat together and do it together, and after we go. And I just think, I was young, and I just think, whoa, these guys are these people are amazing. So I love that moment because we go together, we buy things together, we pass all the morning together, all athletes of all countries being together, and after that we go to the lunch. And one more time, I have been lonely there, the unique Portuguese, and after the lunch we go to the sport hall. When we go to the sport hall, we enter in the bus, and I start to smiling and speaking to all athletes because I was young. I just need to be happy,
Yeah.
and all people just uh, reply me with small words like no or yes, or and I say, "Whoa, what happened to these guys? These guys don't speak now. In the morning they pass all the time speaking. We pass nice moments, and now they don't speak, and that make me confusion.
Yeah.
And after I was angry, I go to the competition, I do all my fights, and after I go to the to the public area, I stay there just looking, and come the Serbian girls
Yeah.
and sit to my side and told me, "Oh, Nuno, how was the fight and all that things?" Because they finish
Yeah.
also, and I was like angry. Now these girls are speaking to me. Before I was speaking to her, and they don't speak, and now they want to make a conversation and say, "Yes, it was okay," and I stayed there like angry. And just after, I understand that they are focused in the competition, and for me, I was always happy, you
Yeah.
know. So people, when they have to be focused, they are focused. When they have to okay relax, they relax. And for me, I was always relaxed because when I go to competition, that is my work.
Yes.
So I have worked all the week for this, so I can pass all the moments okay. And 1 hour before of the competition, I just focus, concentrate what I have to do, and after that, everything finished.
I think sometimes that's better because if I look at my best performances in my life, I was the happiest. I relax, I'm happy, I have fun. Uh, One thing that I learned, I think it was on Monday, I spoke to someone and they told me about how do you act when you perform? That was the question. And it was an artist. I think it was a singer. And most people are so serious and focused. And he said, I act like the people coming to watch me. You know, when you go on a concert, why are people there? To have fun, to enjoy.
Yeah.
And if I am the singer, should I not enjoy? I
Yes,
think
of
it's the
course.
same for karate and for every sport. We forget we want to hold on. My father is my sensei too. He always talk about the sand. If you have
Yeah.
sand in your hand, if you grasp too hard, everything is gone. Too loose, everything is gone. You have to find that moment. But if we don't enjoy, why does it matter? Have you seen athletes that have been champions that are not happy?
Well, they are not happy. Maybe, maybe some of them. For example, I know Gogita Arcania
Yeah.
from Georgia. He is a warrior.
Yeah.
He have done very nice results. He, the Georgia grow up because he have done excellent work, and all days, all tournaments, he seems to be set. Maybe is his posture, but what I do, for example, I have a program that I do. I have some athletes in the national team,
Yeah.
and when they are preparing the European and World tournaments, I have the list of the athletes that gonna compete in that category, and I just make um, a tactical situation to my athletes understand how is that athlete, and they have a lot of information. First of all, is how is this country? This country have a lot of athletes or not competing their competitions. Why? Because the if we have too many athletes, they can support each other, and that is the most important for the athlete that is competing. So if they have the support of the people in the grades, or, because the other ones don't want to support him, maybe the public, but sometimes when you go to other country, the other guys don't support you. So you have your friends. If you have like Spain that normally goes with 20, 30, they're gonna make noise, and they this can be good for that athlete. And we have some countries, and after that, I write there if they are very noisy, or if they are silent, if they do too much silence. And for example, exist some countries they are too much. Maybe it's not sad, but they are cold. Maybe it's for the weather. For example, Russia. It's hard to see them smile,
Yeah.
but it's also hard to see them pushing for each other. So I don't know. Sometimes they win and they are seems to be happy, but sometimes they're not, uh, because I don't know. I think all people want to win, and all people are glad to win. They stay glad, but sometimes they show to the others their happiness, but sometimes they just need to get themselves okay, good. But sometimes there exists other things that we don't understand. For example, prize monies. You know, in our case, maybe we don't get it. But for example, we know that in European games in Azerbaijan, the first ones, Azerbaijan for gold medal have win half a million.
Yeah.
So imagine this: when you are fighting, if I have participated in that tournaments, maybe my country don't give me nothing because before we are not Olympic sport. So imagine the difference. How you can put in your hand that that guy, or if you win, you get half a million. You know the different. Sometimes sometimes this make the difference. You know, to win, you're gonna stay with a nice life, but the other guy, if win or lose, gonna be the same. So you are happy, no? If you win what half a million, you're gonna stay happy. So I think just one smile they're gonna give it. So yes, there's some countries that don't show too much their happiness, but I think all people, all athletes, stay like that.
Everybody wants to win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody wants to, for sure.
I'm curious, after becoming a junior world medalist and doing something that no one had done in your country, what happened to your mindset at that time? Do you remember? Was that uh, helping you in other competitions, or did you feel more pressure to perform?
I changed the way of thinking. Of course, this happened to many athletes. When you get a medal and you go to a next competition, imagine I have done the world champion and I get the medal, and after that I go to a national champion. This you're gonna have a lot of pressure. Just you do to yourself because you are the medalist. So you have a medal in the world, and all guys want to beat you. And if they beat you, they're gonna tell that I win the guy that won the bronze medal, so I'm better than them than him. This always happens, but it's not true because that was the moment. In the world champion, you have to work with all pressure, with the country, with the if the federation or with someone supporting you. You need to win because federations grow with the results.
Yes.
So is different different pressure, but exist. So after that, I always give important to my opponent, always, even if he's the first time competing. Why? Because I look to him, see him doing the warm up, and I just think the guy is good doing this, the guy is good doing that, the guy is good doing this, and this starting to make my heart go fast. You know, I was like, okay, when I enter to the tatami, in that moment that I enter, I just think the other guy is good, but I'm better than him, so I'm gonna win. That's always what I do in the competition because it's not purpose, but it's the way that I can control my head. You know that outside I can see all the good things in my opponent, but inside I change the mentality. He's good, but I'm better, and I'm gonna win. That's it. I just come here to win. Okay, if I lose, okay, there's no problem, and I try to solve quickly that problem
Yeah.
because uh, we are maybe 70, just one stay in the first place, just three get medal. So okay, all the guys lose. Half of this 35 go in the first round. If I pass the to the second round, okay, it's not bad because 35 get out. Okay, if I lose in the first round, okay, we have stayed 35. Why? Because the other 35 have been better. So we have always to think we are not the worst. Okay, we are like the others, but sometimes we can go a little more forward. Sometimes we can get the principal medal, and sometimes we cannot. We need a lot of things working to our side.
So, what's in your goals right now? How long are you gonna compete, and what are your goals?
So at this time, I don't know if I'm gonna still competing. Maybe in styles competition, but I'm now gonna focus more in my athletes and in the other projects that I have
Yeah.
that I can speak a little bit after that. Um, for example, why? Because I have 35 years old and the tournaments stop a little bit. And now the things are different. For example, I'm under 84, but I'm very short for the category. Before, all guys of under 84 have my height, but now, no. All guys are very tall. We have the world champion, the Croatian guy, have 2 meters. So it's difficult to fight with them. Why? Because they are fast, they are big, and to I get a point, I need to be more fast than him. So it's crazy. We have to work a lot. We spend too much energy, and we don't have the same energy because it's too many years doing the same. Um, so I keep training all days in the morning and in the afternoon, but I don't know if maybe I will continue until the Olympics because I'm in the top 100, and I'm gonna see if I have the possibility to go to Paris and to see the qualification um, for the Olympics. But it's very 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 difficult.
So now I'm curious because this is so interesting. You've been competing basically since you were 6 and 7 years old, which is almost 30 years, and now you're in the final stages of considering when do I stop, when do I don't stop. And I think every athlete has to pass this moment, and every
Yeah.
person. What is the hardest thing when you work on these thoughts?
Um, I love compete. That is the the hard part. I love to compete. I love to be in the tournaments. I love to be with my friends, um, and I love to be in tatami. I feel like a free person when I go there. Okay, my heart goes 100. Okay, it's like a Ferrari,
Yeah.
but I like it. I know that all guys like it. When we enter, it seems like a crazy thing, but when it starts, everything passes. So we feel like free guys. It's just 3 minutes, but is the best way that we find to be free. Is like that. For that reason, we train. So it's hard to think, but we have to be conscient. Yes, words. We need to have the conscience of um, of stop. That is the moment, because we pass now 8 months stopping without do no, okay, not nothing because we keep training, but that things are different. We cannot train together, and we have to make distance. So it's the I think it's the way, and I think all the guys, the oldest guys, maybe think like this. Um, this is for me the best opportunity to maybe I finish this cycle. I can give also something to karate in other situations or with coach or with national coach or with projects that, for example, I'm now preparing. going on Monday to Spain, work with the Ivalial. We have a platform that we're gonna do exercise. We have a tactical um, situation when the coaches can go there and see how you can work that objective uh, for your students in different ways.
Yeah.
For example, for each we can give five exercise to develop and to create high level to that athletes. I think it's going to be a good project because all athletes and coach sometimes need injection of um, new ideas because sometimes we get short and we close there and sometimes we cannot see nothing. The things are in our side, but we need to be always open. Okay, maybe that exercise can be good to me. That also maybe I can do that, but I can change a little bit and make the difference to my students. So this is a new project, and I think this is the way for me to stop and okay to live other parts of the life also.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's for every athlete, it's a hard moment, but I think it's also important to know that life comes in seasons, right? And there's many beautiful things about helping others as well. I'm curious, what has been, if you could go back to your 10-year-old self, young karate guy competing and give some advice, what would you say?
What do I say? So first of all, we need to enjoy. Of course, in my 10 years old doing karate, I was also a soccer player, and the notes of school was not bad, but okay, it was regular. But my father wants more, so he told me, no, no, now you don't go to football, and you have to go to karate. And in that time, don't exist the things that we have these days, the competition that make us happiness. So in that moment, for me, it was boring. I need to go to karate. I don't want to go to karate. I want to run behind the ball. So the things changed, but it was very nice. After that, that that makes me different. So um, today the kids, some in this moment they want something, and in that moment you want they want another thing. It's important that if someone tell them that you need to do this and you're going to do for a period, imagine 3 years, 4 years, you have to do it, and after that you choose if you want or not. But they need rules, but they need out because they don't know how to live. Now I have a kid with 11 years old, and he have everything, but maybe he can play with this today and tomorrow with that, but he just play once with this object, so they don't give the value to the things here happen in our country. Of course, uh, the countries are different because the life give a big round, so it's difficult for kids. If you just give them this, you don't have nothing more, you're gonna catch this and stay with this for too much time. If he think, oh, but I want also this, okay, I'm gonna, if I give these two, you're gonna give just 50% to each. If you give three, you're gonna divide for this, and if you have too many, half gonna be out, and you're gonna pay attention to this. So it's important you just focus just in one, because if you focus in one thing, you're gonna be good, you're gonna be the best. Happens sometimes in our competition. Why Biamonti just do uramoashi with the leg side, just do balayashi, and just do gyaku chudan with the right hand? Just do three techniques. Of course, he knows how to do the others, but he just trained that. And okay, just make him a European and world champion for too many years,
Yeah.
because he just have that uh, type of weapons to the competition. The other ones maybe can solve in some moments, but That was the most important. When they do this, when you do this, you make points. So the important is just to focus in what you are doing now, and you have to program yourself doing like, okay, I'm gonna do this for 3 years, and after that, I will see. You have to program. I think today, in these days, is the best solution for the kids because I think they are not so oriented like we have been in that age.
I think you're absolutely right. And there's a saying: if you try to catch two rabbit, you catch none.
Yeah.
And there's so many options. So, but focus on one thing, because everybody wants to be good at something because it feels good to be good at something, right? It feels really good. What else do you want to say about mindset to people that are maybe not familiar with karate, and people that want to have a better life but they are not as strong mentally? And I think you're very strong mentally because you have done a lot of this journey by yourself.
Well, like I told you, uh, people sometimes they have good abilities to do a lot of things, but you need, first of all, you need a time for yourself. You need to just stay or in front of computer or with a paper and just write one word, and after that you can check what you think you can do, putting another words behind or after that word. You need to work with that, but just with one thing. And what I after that you can do one text, with that word. But the principal focus is that word. So we need to do this development. We need to um, just think what you like and what you love to do with that thing you propose. For example, in our case, is karate. Okay, I would love to do karate. Why? Because I see the fights in the television of Bruce Lee and Van Damme, and I want to be like them. Okay, so what do you have to take to do that? You have to focus on this. So you have to work slowly and keep always your mentality with that. Don't forget that, because that make you glad. That make you that give to you one objective. You want to be like them. But for example, one mother, maybe 10 years ago, uh, I was coach also, and she told me, "Oh, my son see a lot the Dragon Ball, the Dragon Ball, and want to be like Sangoku." And I said, "Mother, but you know that this is not possible. But we can make your son happy with that." And what I give to him sometimes make games like Sangoku. Okay, I'm Santa, you are the dragon, you are Sango. And it was like acting like that, That was the best moment to him. And after that, I changed a little things. And okay, you're gonna learn kicks like the Sangonku, the punches like the Vegeta, or you're gonna learn a lot of things. But this is the reality. You just see them in the television. Now you can do this the real. So we have to give them, because they are not dreaming, but they that make them a lot of happiness. A lot of happy, because I want to do this. So it is possible to make that really okay. Just try. Just gonna try to do it. So it's kind of hard to express myself to how to tell. Of course, if I tell in Portuguese, maybe it's difficult, because maybe it's more easy because my English is not so good. But
Oh, it's great.
okay, I think I passed the information.
I think you passed very good information today, and I only have one final question to you, and then I'll let you go. Uh, for people out there that are dreaming big, just like you dreamt big, and want to go after it, can you just tell them what is the first step in order to, start getting somewhere from that dream?
So for me, first you need to see um, what is the final step to get that dream. Uh, I want to be a chief, or I want to be a boss of a big company. Okay, but what I need to do, for example, I have one athlete now. Now he have a company, but when he entered in the university, working in prosthesis, the dental prosthesis, um, what he have done? He have been in three companies and arrived there and just told to the boss, I want to work here, but I don't want to win money. I'm in the university the first year, but I want to work here. So that guy worked there in that company uh, without win any money, but worked there maybe 1 year in each company. What you win without winning money, because sometimes we think too much in the value of the other things. No, the experience that we're gonna have in any work, for example in karate, if I have the possibility to go this dojo and train and see how they work, we have the opportunity to train, because now it is possible. Before, too many years ago, it was a problem, but now it is possible to go in other dojo and see how they train, even if it is traditional or not. You gonna get too much information, because all that teachers can teach you something,
Yeah.
maybe with the words. Okay, maybe cannot be in the physical or in the tactical of the fight, but can be with words. So that my student, when he finished university, all companies want him. Why? Because he's finished with a very good results, and he know a lot. Now it's one of the most recognized persons here in Portugal. He's a very young guy, but his mentality is like it's okay. First, you have to give to do once you need to do one step, and to get all the information for you and organize all the things to when you're gonna need it. You're gonna see how was the way to get there, and you can pass all this information to others, and the others can do, and we can be better on this. So I think that is the best. This story can show to many persons that sometimes we need to do something without receiving for
Yeah.
the others. You know, just learn. This is most important. Just see and learn. I'm always learning with the kids, with the adults, with the the old people. That is the real important thing in life. Learn.
I love that. Nuno Moreira, thank you so much for your time. I
You're
really
welcome. It was a
appreciate you,
pleasure.
brother. If people want to connect with you, where can they find you the best way?
Yeah, they can find me. So they can find me in Facebook, Nuno Moreira, and also in Instagram, Nuno Moreira K, and they can find me there.
Perfect. Thank you, Nuno. And thank you, everybody that are still here listening, watching. Uh, had a great show today. I learned a lot. I always love speaking with fellow athletes and fellow karatekas because there's so much knowledge there. If you like this show, please share it with somebody that needs to hear this message. Give us a review. We give you all this for free. The only thing I ask you is that you share it and that more people can go after their dreams. My goal is to help 10 million people at least to go after their dreams. And I can't do that myself, but with you guys, we can do it together. So thank you so much, guys, and talk to you next week.